All right, PTR TV for episode 10 of The Racer's Mind. We call it our exit interview. And, well, that's because obviously, as most people know, we've officially closed for business. So just an opportunity to kind of give people an explanation of what happened. Oh, Corey's right here. Mic issues. Hey, Brandon.
Oh, hey.
I switched mics on TeamSpeak, but I didn't tell you that, so I'm going to fix that so you know about it.
Oh, well, you know, I was like, that's weird. Where did Corey go?
Yeah, so we are live right now, and because Brandon's computer is a slight potato, I don't have...
I blame Skype.
Yeah, we don't have webcam footage, so that is Brandon flagging at Fonda Speedway, which is a regular endeavor for him. So
you know, I wore my freaking polo. I spent 20 minutes setting up this green screen. I had to move stuff around.
You made the room look all nice for absolutely nothing. Are you full of pepper?
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. So you'll see on the right side of the screen that is the agenda, and I do apologize if the audio is a little bit off. Settings got thrown off on me absolute last second, so I didn't get to calibrate them because why would a podcast ever go smoothly? So first up, why are we closing? And, well, I guess because it mainly falls in my hands, I'll be the first to answer that. Obviously, iRacing is a hobbyist activity for most of us. I mean, for some people it is employment. I mean, broadcasting can be considered employment, but obviously it's on a hobbyist level. So I've had real world changes. My wife, she is now going to be working day shifts as I work day shifts now. She works night shifts, so she's been given an opportunity, which has given me the necessity to go out and get another opportunity working on the night side of the day, and I found one. So basically,
did you say the night side of the day?
Whatever I said. Everyone gets it. I'm going to be working night shifts. My wife's working day shifts. You know, this day and age, if people know I have children this day and age, it's hard to both work in the morning because, well, daycare is, I mean, absolutely astronomical. So that's the deal. I'm going to be working nights. So if I'm working nights, most races are at night. Boom. I mean, there's really no channel in that regard. So it did kind of affect everybody involved to different degrees of sadness. One person, it was actually a little bit of relief, in all honesty. But yeah, I mean, I know, Brandon, it was hard for you to accept that. I tried talking to you about why I felt we should close rather than change the role over to somebody else. But I think, long story short, you eventually did kind of believe it was the right call.
Yeah, you know, this channel is something that kind of the first thing that actually, you know, started to grow and show some sort of success in my entrepreneurial career, and you know, it was just one of those things where I didn't want to let it go. You know, it's I don't know. I'm still in a little bit of disbelief that with shutting down, you know, started before I was even out of high school, 2016. So yeah, but you know, I think all in all, it is the right call. Saves, you know, Corey obviously won't have time to do it anymore. With everything that's going on with me, you know, fame, design, and media. Plus, you know, possible other career opportunities for me that are going to be taking up a lot of my time. That's one of those things that, yeah, I think it was the right call because none of us are really going to have time for it anymore, unfortunately.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not going to lie. I have had I've had people within the past 2 weeks. Hey, are you selling your overlays? Hey, can I buy the channel off you? Can I buy the name? Can I buy the rights to? I've had all of these conversations with people. And
even reputable people.
Yeah, reputable, yes, but skilled in the area, no. And that's the thing is, if someone, I mean, we're not huge, but we have all the accreditations. Like I said, we've had 2 races on the iRacing Esports Network, and believe me, that is not because iRacing said, nah, you guys aren't worth it. No, it's done. I, at any time, could have gone on there and emailed Drew Adams, said, hey, here's a league. I want to put it on there, and more likely he would have said yes because he wanted us on there. The reason we weren't was because I didn't have the time to commit to putting broadcasts out that were at that level. I did before. I don't now.
And not only that, it was one of those things where, you know, it's kind of a mutual choice, I'd say, between you and me, Corey, is if we're going to have something, we want the credit to go to our channel, I guess. You know, nothing against iRacing Esports Network. We love everything that they do. We love everybody over there. It's just, you know, we're still one of the small guys, really, compared to everybody else up there. So,
yeah, that actually is a more common statement than you'd think of channels out there. One of our, I mean, I'm not going to say his name because I don't want him to yell at me in case he is watching. He's been asked multiple times to go on the Esports Network. He said no for that exact reason, but to where I was going with that originally is I don't want a new person taking over the channel, because it did happen to a very big channel in the league where they a channel in the service where their top tier guy that made them who they were, he left for other endeavors, another channel, other plans. And that channel was never able to recover, and they're a shadow of what they were. And that's not what I wanted. I wanted to keep PTR TV where it was, and if it couldn't continue on that same path with whoever it was that was going to take over, I'd rather go out on a high note. So, and I know, Brandon, it took a long time to get that thought out to you. It took a long time. I literally was throwing hammers.
Trying to convince me.
I was throwing hammers. I was throwing glass. I was putting a gun to your head. But eventually I got you to understand it's better to go out. I mean, think of in real world, Darrell Waltrip, for example, late 90s. Early 90s, rather. He was falling off, but he was still good. He was still winning races. What did he do? He continued his career for another 10 years and did absolutely nothing. And it kind of tarnished his reputation. A lot of people would come into NASCAR as fans and, well, who's this guy that barely makes the races and runs 35th every race? That's not who Darrell Waltrip was, but by staying in the game at a lower level than what he was originally, it kind of tarnished his reputation. That's not what I wanted. So that's the reason. And now I feel as though the juicy and controversial section of the podcast will now begin, because now I'm done. Brandon's done. Evan's done. Marshall Crocker Jr. is done. We had Cole Borgstadt. He was trying to get into it. Michael DeGroat tried. He was busy before. Joe Chris helped us behind the scenes. We're all done. I mean, I know Brandon and Marshall, you may be venturing to other channels in your time, but we're done. So now I have no shame in saying whatever the hell I want to say about broadcasting now. Before I had to, kind of walk on a tightrope because I was still looking for business, but I had thoughts. Now I'm not looking for business. I have thoughts. I'm going to say them. Whether people hate them or not, here it comes. So start off slowly. So if we were able, Brandon, I'm going to let you do this. And you're, as the commentator, as the guy who helped with the graphics behind the scenes. And again, you have the opportunity to do this on your own terms with other channels. But take your entire endeavor on PTR TV, your entire endeavor learning broadcasting. If you had the opportunity to go to do it again, or if you had the opportunity to, go back in time and not do it, knowing what it was, how would you answer that question?
Absolutely not.
You would have not done it.
I'm not saying like if I went back in time, obviously I would have still attempted PTR TV. It was one of those things. I started it for fun. It was fun for a very long time, and until it started becoming a business. But we'll get to that. In the later part of this podcast. It was. If I had the opportunity to do it again, absolutely not. Not unless it's something that's already been established, unless it's something that the resources are already provided to me, meaning, I have people to do it for me. It's a lot of, which is not going to happen in iRacing broadcasting. I hate to break it to everybody. If you want this to work, you got to do all the work yourself. Can't rely on other people to do it for you. Not only does it cost a lot of money,
unless you have a large staff, which there are a couple large channels that do. Just asterisk.
Which is, a couple of very large channels that do, and there's like 2 of them, and that's it, out of the hundreds of broadcasting companies that are out there. So, unless it was something that was already well established that I came in and maybe bought, and I had a full staff and the reputation was already there, blah, 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 then maybe. But that's not going to happen, so no.
Yeah, and I will...
It's just a lot of back-end work.
And I will say, with less censorship, I resoundingly would say no. And this is the thing from it, is obviously everything you do kind of shapes who you are, where you are, and stuff like that. I've met a lot of great people from broadcasting. Brandon, I've known you beforehand. Evan, I knew you beforehand. Cole, indirectly, I think I kind of met him from the channel. But I met a lot of good people, and I would not want to unmeet those people. I mean, there are a couple, but I don't want to unmeet most of those people. I've enjoyed my interactions, and I've driven in a lot of races from leagues that I have covered and we've associated with. But again, to that point, I would not do this again. I cannot say, first off, I mean, Brandon, you remember, I was a really good driver back in the day. I mean, not to say I would have been a peak 6,000, 7,000 I rating, but I was a pretty damn good driver.
Yeah, you were.
Yeah.
And then he got old.
Logan, and that too. All right, Logan Kress. He is in peak. I mean, he's not, the top 15 in peak, but he's top 20, 25 in peak. He's in peak.
Corey could compete with him.
I could compete with him in the Xfinity car. I could compete with him in the trucks. I never had the chance to race with him in the Cup car. Mind you, this is fixed setup, but still, I could compete with him two years ago. I've lost so much time driving. That's what iRacing was for. It is for. It's designed to drive. And again, there are so many sub companies that have come out of iRacing, broadcasting being one, graphic design, accessories. So many sub businesses have come from iRacing, and that's great. It's the community. The community helps each other. For me individually, I miss what iRacing is for, and that is driving. I miss that. And I have given thousands and thousands and thousands of hours into ATVO Editor, into sending emails, into coordinating staffing, into trying to find leagues, into making graphics, into managing invoices, and trying to do PR, and trying to organize events. All of that time, mind you, as a father with being a wife, 2 kids, and 1 on the way, all this time I could have been doing other things. And Saturday nights, honey, you want to go out? Nope, I got a broadcast. And in the beginning, it was fun. But when you miss pivotal things in life, like going out with your wife, if you're a sports fan, and Brandon, you know this one, if Cody Tabor's out there, missing a critical NBA Finals game, missing a Stanley Cup game that I want, a Stanley Cup Finals game I want to watch, but I had to miss it for a broadcast. And those are not things that I want to sacrifice anymore. And whether I could still do it or not, again, those are the real life things that, again, we'll get to this in a bit, when you're sacrificing all of this time and you're getting for a 2-hour broadcast, which put a half hour on each side of it, probably about 3 hours of your time goes into a 2-hour stream, and I'm taking the higher end of the cut, which is maybe $20 to $25 of that, and I've missed out on so much to make so little. For me, as it is a hobby, yes, there is a labor of love involved, yes, but the labor of love over the time and over the progression of getting better and putting more investment into it, the labor of love goes away, and it has to be worth it. And it just, plain as day, it's not worth it for me.
Yeah, I can get behind on that. And, it gets to the point you get big enough and it turns into work.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, Brandon, we don't have to say names. I mean, you can if you really want to make enemies, it's fine. But in this regard, I won't. There are channels out there who, they put on their streams by They log into YouTube 10 minutes before the race. They load up ATVO. They change the logo over, type a little thing in here, load up YouTube, hit stream, and there it is. And they open the broadcast with the overlays up and no music, nothing, just, hey, it's Fast Car TV. We're racing here in Iowa. No. That's not what PTR TV does. That's not what RaceBot does. That's what
PTR used to do in
That's not what Sim TV does, which is a big up-and-comer now. We do TV style broadcast. That takes time, that takes effort, that takes pre-recorded segments, that takes rendering, that takes a lot of planning. Money. It takes money, I mean, to a lesser degree, and honestly, it's just time, in my opinion. But again, all of that comes out of, is it worth it? And again, I mean, Brandon, think of it this way, and this goes to the money side of it, and is it worth it? And the labor of love. Like when you start broadcasting, it's fun, and you're excited about it. You just want to get out there. So you're doing streams for $5-10, $20, whatever. You're like, yeah, whatever. This is fun. Yeah. Think of your graphic design. You're starting your paint schemes in the beginning. You're doing your paint schemes. All right, yeah, I want to get this. Is fun. I'm learning this. I'm getting good. $5, whatever. Are you going to do a paint scheme for $5 now?
Hell no.
And why not?
Absolutely not.
Yeah. And why not?
That's a lot of time, a lot of effort. If you think about, I was compared to the real life now, just because I really don't do iRacing stuff anymore, because it's not worth my time. For designs, if I'm designing a shirt design, if I'm designing a race car wrap for real life. If I didn't charge for labor, that would be so much time that I lost without getting paid. It's exactly what broadcasting was, So you weren't getting paid for that labor of everything that you were doing in the background.
Yeah, it was the $25, $30. I mean, right now, we tried... Okay, think of it this way for pricing. Massachusetts minimum wage is $12. I mean, we'll globally say $10 across the country, average it. So you have a 2-hour stream. If you want, each commentator makes $10 an hour. That's $20 a person. That's $40 for a stream right there. $40 is hard to get. I mean, it's now becoming more acceptable, but to get a decent wage, even 15, which is going to be minimum wage in a couple of years, 15, 30, that's a $60 stream. We tried charging $60 for a stream. We couldn't get it. I know.
Yeah,
I talked to people.
And by the way, most streams are about 2 hours, so that's if you're getting, say, a commentator gets $15, that's not
and the producer should be getting more than that. And there was this discussion I had with Cisco from LSR TV. Oh, at the time, LSR TV. And he told me, he's like, he gets pissed off by channels coming in there and charging $20, $25 because it takes and this, you could say this with your graphic design brand, it devalues the hard work that goes into doing a good job when there's someone who's willing to undermine themselves and work at that extreme discount, because the people who do put that time in can't get it. They can't get what they're worth because, you can
Absolutely.
do it.
And it gets to the point that there's so many of those companies out there that are charging at such a low rate, it forces everybody else to drop their prices.
I just drank out of the wrong side of my mug.
Because then everybody looks at it and goes, why is this guy charging such a low price when, and then this guy's charging $100 for a broadcast? It really does devalue the whole business,
All right, so I do have more that I want to bring up towards that, because I think we're kind of getting into topic 4.
Yeah.
But topic 3 is our future plans, kind of maybe on a more optimistic note. I know I kind of talked a little bit of what you're probably doing, Brandon, but if you have more definitive plans as to how you plan on spending your iRacing part of your life now that PTR TV is no longer going to be a part of it.
I plan on racing. I don't know. Use what iRacing what it's for. Obviously, I'm still going to do broadcasting, but just as a commentator, try to go into do some dirt stuff for different companies, kind of be move around to a couple of different channels and just kind of
basically go with the flow, not
see what happens. I won't be stuck doing all the work all the time. I still love commentating. I love announcing. I love doing dirt stuff. That's where my heart is doing the dirt stuff. The rest of my time, I want to try to improve myself in the racing. I've got goals that I've set myself for racing and iRacing. So, yeah, that's that.
And for me, I mean, I'm only going to have 2 nights a week to race with my new schedule I'm going to have. So I already have a league for one of the days and figuring out what I want to do on the other one. But again, the little time that I do have, I'm going to be spending it behind the driver's seat. And it's simple as that. I mean, I don't mind if someone comes to me. I see there's a couple channels in the chat. Couple channels come to me and say, all right, Corey, what do you advise for this? Do you have any like settings on OBS you'd recommend? Yeah, I have no problem helping out. I've always been someone to help people out. That's a part of my DNA. I have no problem with that. Now, if you say, can you cover my stream on Saturday night? I'm going to say, fuck no. But if you ask me for help, how do I code this on OBS? How do I code this in ATVO? What kind of recommended settings should I do for bitrate? Stuff like that. I have not a single problem helping out, and I would be glad to. Now, I'm not going to do your overlays for you. Again, fuck no. I like swearing. It's fun.
Viewer discretion is advised.
Yeah, I'm not going to code. Don't go say, hey, Corey, go code in a new, driver, like, bottom third graphic. Like, no, I will show you, I will tell you and advise you how to do it. What's that saying? Teach a man to fish, he eats forever. Show him how to, he eats once. I don't know, something like that. Like, I'd rather show you, and that way you learn, and then you say, oh, and then you get it. So I'm going to be in the community. I'm always in chat. I'm always in the forums. I'm always bugging iRacing about rescans and Watkins Glen and retro walls of Darlington. I'm going to keep doing that. I'm going to keep watching streams. This is going to come a little bit later. I mean, I still like watching, Peak. I watch Peak religiously. I've been actually getting more into the World of Outlaws streams, and I will continue to watch those. So that's where I plan to be. I'm not going to be going anywhere. People could still feel free to message me. I mean, that's not going anywhere, but again, that's that. And Brandon's face just went away. There it is. And so now, and again, if anybody in chat, I see we got about 10 or so, 10 people on live right now. If there's anything you want to ask, if you think I completely disagree, if you completely disagree, you think I'm being an ass, you completely agree, by all means, put it in the chat. If there's any questions at the end of this, I know Brandon has to go in about 20 minutes for his league race that he runs. By all means, we'll answer them. But so now, Brandon, this kind of encompasses everything to do with broadcasting, whether it be the big channels like your RaceBot, your GSRC, your Apex, or your PTR TVs, your small channel. Well, PTR TV, we're small too, but your small channel, your fast car TV that you just made up yesterday. Like, this pertains to all of that. How do you feel about broadcasting as a whole? And you can take this wherever you want to go with it. Now that you've watched it, you've lived it, and now you can look at it on the other side.
The biggest thing, and Corey, I know you definitely agree with me, there's way too many freaking channels out there for the market. Again, it's one of those things, it's about, it's devaluing everything that has to do with the business. And, there's being so many small channels out there, so many low prices. It's just, everybody's forced to lower their prices because they look at the big guys and go, that is way too expensive. They're charging out of their ass. They don't know, they don't know we can't afford that. We're not going to go and buy the expensive stuff. Nobody knows how much time goes into this on the backside of things. And, with so many channels charging $10 for a broadcast, it's taking the whole value of the thing down again, which is part of the reason why it wasn't worth it anymore for us.
Now, I'm going to spin this. Actually, I don't want to cut you off, Brandon.
No, go ahead.
I'm going to spin this a totally different way. So everyone has to start somewhere, naturally. I mean, you don't, unless you're, born into royalty overseas, you're Bill Gates relative. I mean, most people have to start somewhere to get where you are. RaceBot wasn't granted iRacing acts. Like, elite exclusive access from day one. They had to build themselves there. But the thing is they built themselves there. And this is like how big YouTubers were. They built themselves when there was nobody else. So
Yes.
you had everybody, and now look where you can go. And there's channels out there, I'll say ourselves, and I always say SimTV. SimTV, I mean, they're I'm on their bandwagon, and they know that going forth. I've told them this multiple times. They deserve way more than what they get, but in reality, and they know this, they're not going to get it. They are going to get what they can get. They're going to get what they can get by taking their skills to the outside world. And
yes.
they're already,
I was just going to say,
already
within
doing that.
iRacing standards, they're,
And they're
pretty much like cap.
And they're already doing that.
Yeah.
But here is what's going on in the world these days. So we have Peak, we have World of Outlaws, we have Porsche Super Cup, and I mean, I don't even know if the iRacing Rallycross is still there, but that was a thing too. And what is there? There's a new supercar one coming up. There's these big esports series. Now, everybody wants to be an esport. Everybody. I mean, everybody is calling their league esports. Everybody thinks that because I am saying esport in the title, that this is going to be the thing that picks up, and everybody is going to it's going to be the thing that, oh wow, this is an esport and this is going to be the next peak. Everyone thinks that. Brandon, you did it yourself. What is your new dirt racing team?
Well, my dirt racing team has esports at the end of it.
Exactly.
But yeah, I did. I mean, I mostly did that as a joke because I am on the same terms as Corey. But yeah, no, it's still a valid point.
Everyone thinks they're going to be esports. Everyone thinks because esports is the whole genre of racing competitively, of playing Madden competitively, NBA competitively, Rocket League, whatever else, Madden. Everyone thinks that's going to be the thing. So everyone thinks that they need to be broadcasted so that naturally people can watch it. But here's the thing, and again, another reason that we stopped is I'm not interested in taking your money and putting it out there to 10 people who those 10 people are associated with your league. Because think of what broadcasting is. It's very interesting. Broadcasting is a service because you're asking for live service from people to provide that service for you to give you the broadcast. The broadcast is a product. So the service is live. The end result is a product that you get to have in perpetuity. That is your broadcast. Unless it's deleted off YouTube, that is your broadcast. Now, there's a side effect from that product. The side effect of that product is exposure. So everybody gets a product. Now, the thing is, everybody thinks that because they have that product, they're going to get exposure. And again, going to the point of all of the broadcasters out there, there is no exposure. So if you get a broadcast, you're getting a product. And if you are getting a broadcast because you want that product, there is absolutely nothing wrong with it. You're the league owner and you want broadcasting because you want the product. That is fine. I love watching my own broadcast over. I've always been like that. But if you are getting a broadcast because you want exposure, because you got a sponsor to pay $800 for your bill for broadcasting, because you're going to exchange exposure for them, in all reality, I hope they know that it's labor of... I hope they know that that's a donation, because they are not getting their monies back for it. They are not going to get the exposure. That broadcast is going to get 150 views, and at least 50 of those views are going to be league-related views, which are not helping your cause out at all. Huh. That was more of a rant than I expected it to be. So yeah, if you're a league owner and you want to broadcast for the product, that's fine, but too many people think there's exposure. And the analogy I always make from it is, think of the NFL. The NFL expanded into Los Angeles. The Chargers have moved there. The Chargers are building a $1 billion stadium. The last year or 2 years ago, they were playing in a soccer stadium, 25,000 people. They couldn't even fill that up. Now they're getting a $1.5 billion stadium with 65,000 seats. They're probably not going to fill those seats up. They're probably not. the thing is there's demand from the leagues to have their races broadcasted. And the leagues, for the most part, want the exposure. They want their races out there for people to watch. The funny thing is, there is no demand from the audience to watch the races. Am I wrong?
Not wrong at all. No, I agree with that 100%.
Because, and you can tell I put a little more thought into this broadcast than Brandon did with my points. Not roasting you, Brandon, but you know, I've been kind of excited about this one. Yeah, so think of your Peak Antifreeze series that gets 600 to 1,000 views on YouTube, another 1,000 on Facebook. I don't check Twitch, but I'm pretty sure the Twitch views are pretty high on that. You get your World of Outlaw series, it's high. You get your Porsche series, it's high. And there's a few select, you know, leagues. The major series does well. There's a couple other ones that'll get their 1,000, 1,500 views. They're few and far. Even the esports network, to a degree, is getting saturated. There's esports network, which is supposed to be the best of the best. Views are only 200 to 300 on some of them. So that's not even that great. That channel, in some regards, is actually getting saturated itself because people just don't care about. What don't they care about? What makes people watch a broadcast, Brandon? What will captivate you to watch a broadcast?
I know. Excitement? I don't know.
No. Okay. What captivates you to watch?
I've been in this for so long. I don't even know.
What captivates you to watch a broadcast is who is in it. Why? What is in it that draws you to it? Do you know somebody in it? Is there a lot of stuff on the line? Is it important?
Yes. Yeah. Just like, you know, that's why everybody watches Peak.
Yeah.
They know who's racing. They know the names. You're not going to tune into Larry's Racing League and not know anybody there, you know?
Yeah. I mean, Brandon, we could say it. We're out of the league. We removed ourselves. We're not going to say the name. There is a league that runs a NASCAR schedule and on Tuesdays at the same exact time as Peak and tries really hard to emulate NASCAR to the nth degree. And I'm not going to shit on the league. I'm just using it as an example. It is a NASCAR league with a couple above average drivers, a bunch of average drivers, and some back markers. Is that fair enough to say?
Yeah. And again, I have nothing against this league.
Yeah.
But yeah, that would be correct. And
there's nobody in the league right now that would stand out to anybody. And there's a couple people watching this. They can yell at me if I'm wrong. I don't think they will because I talk to them quite often. There's nobody that would stand out to anybody in the iRacing community. Oh, I have to watch this stream because this guy is in it. You're going to see that stream with 10 viewers on a small channel, and you're going to see Peak with 1,200 views on the esports network, which is also streamed on NASCAR, which is also streamed on and shared on the, you know, the real drivers teams. What is going to captivate me to watch that small broadcast over what I could be watching?
Yeah, no. And again, no offense to the guys who cover the league, no offense to
the
guys in the league or the league itself. I tune into Peak because I know what I'm going to watch. Yeah. You know,
and it's on NBCSN. It's getting covered. There's a very high probability. I'm making this up, but I think there's validity to it. Within a year or two, NBC's obviously on a trial period with iRacing right now. They did one race. They have 3 more. If it goes well, who knows? There might be Peak on the NBCSN. I mean, it would be off hours, obviously. It'd probably be 10, 11 o'clock at night on a weekday, but it might be there. You never know. And someone in chat, my dad watches broadcast to CB. Yeah, that's a family-related view. That means nothing for exposure. That's a family-related view. You're not getting out there to people who are going to help you sponsor or to get you be bigger. That's just a family-related view. And that's how half of the broadcast views are. If you have 125 views, I guarantee 60 of them are league-related, broadcast channel-related. But then let's go to an off big race night, Brandon. Let's go to a Wednesday. So there's no Peak. I mean, I don't know the World of Outlaw schedule. Forgive me. I don't know what date they're on.
Mondays, I think.
All right, so there's nothing significant on Wednesday nights. Let's put it that way. Now, I don't have a league race. I'm not really in the mood to race. It's 9 o'clock at night. I'm just laying in bed or just, sitting on the couch. And there's a bajillion things that I could be doing. I could be spending time with my wife, which I probably should be doing, but we're going to neglect that. I might go to court. Yeah, so we're going to neglect that. I could be watching TV. I could be spending time with my wife. I could be playing a console game. I could be playing a regular game on the computer. I could be doing absolutely anything, but I decide I'm going to go on YouTube. And I see a video on, I see Good Mythical Morning. Oh, hey, I missed that episode. What a link up to today. I scroll down. I see a video on science. I see a dancing pig playing with a cat. Like, all this random stuff. And then I see a small channel broadcast. I see the Side by Side Racing Network. And they're covering the Go Fast Racing series. I don't know the channel. I don't know the league. I just know it popped up in my recommended feed. What makes me want to watch that? What makes me want to click on it and give it a chance? But I do click on it. What makes me want to sit through it for 145 laps of Charlotte?
If you know somebody that all of a sudden you're like, oh, I didn't know this person racing it. Unless you have someone to root for, what's the fun?
User joined your channel.
So Cole Borgstad, we're live in a podcast. Apparently people don't know this, or they're trying to chime in on this. But I'm
being poked. So apparently they want me. So I don't know.
All right. Well, I have TeamSpeak notifications on, so that's not happening. So if there's anybody in chat that has a Q&A, we have to go in about 5 minutes. Brandon has a league to do. Okay, someone's saying in chat, what captivates you to league? The drivers in the league. If I'm just scrolling down, I don't know any of the drivers in the league. It's just a random league. And then if I subscribe to a bunch of channels that I've raced in, they've covered my league. I have 10 different channels that are in my feed all live at the same time. What makes me want to watch any of those races in leagues that I've never heard of with drivers that I've never heard of? What captivates me to want to watch an entire race as everyone gets to see TeamSpeak? There's nothing. Sorry, Brandon, your face went away.
Well.
But, yeah, there's nothing. Tori is wearing a Kyle Larson hat, as well as a Kyle Larson shirt, drinking out of his Kyle Larson mug. Kyle Larson, Kyle Larson, Kyle Larson. Yep, Synergy series. Brandon, that was one that you actually really liked doing. A dirt series. Short, fun races.
That's where my specialty is dirt. So, yeah, absolutely, I love that one.
Yeah, so Brandon, I just turned your thing off again, last call. We'll just kind of start sending off. Again, I can't say definitively that we're never gonna do one of these again, because the podcasts are fun. I don't mind doing these. We can pre-record them ahead of time, so it's not like something that takes forever or needs tons of planning, even though sometimes planning does help. But broadcasting,
I wouldn't mind doing podcasts.
We said it last year that we were done broadcasting, and we lied. But
this is for good.
Honestly,
I'm not willing to come
and
back
for me,
and do administrative stuff.
And for me, I don't even have a choice. I can't do it anymore. So
yeah,
I appreciate
Corey's other kid coming.
Yeah, I appreciate. I say I appreciate, and I'm not meaning to sound I race slow. Yes, I do plan on doing streaming. The Saturday Night League I'm in. And I say I, and I don't mean to say I out of a selfish way. I say I when it comes to quality and the production, because that was me. Brandon did a little bit. It was me. Brandon.
I did graphics, but everything that you saw visually, quality-wise is Corey.
Yeah, so I take great pride in that. And it took me a long time to be able to do that, to get to that level. And to be able to get on the esports network was amazing. It's almost like I feel like we got a cup ride. And we chose not to travel around the country and live that lifestyle, but we were offered the ride. That's how I feel. And I am proud of that. And I'm proud that Brandon, you got to be on it on the dirt racing special. Evan helped me out along with SimTV on our road racing special on the channel. And that was a good time. But again, looking back at it, I would never do it again. I don't want to say the word regret. But if I had the chance to do it again and kind of redo the last 2.5 years, I would run the other way faster than I could possibly imagine. So, any final words, Brandon, or anything on any topic, self-promotion, whatever the hell you want to do?
Yeah, so I wouldn't mind doing podcasts, throwing that out there. Maybe we could do something that's like pre-recorded. I could work my editing skills, magic powers, mythical stuff.
Okay. I have a point.
Oh boy. Other than that, little self-promotion here. Check out Fame Design and Media on Facebook or Instagram. Got some exciting stuff coming. New car wraps coming. New stickers. Even sim racing teams. If you guys are looking for like stickers or I don't know, posters or whatever the hell you may want. Fame Design and Media. We can do it all. Banners. Whatever you need. We got you covered. Fame Design Media on Facebook. At Fame Design Media is our tag.
All right. Brandon, I'm going to ask for permission. Am I allowed to be extremely explicit for a minute?
Sure.
Okay. So
your discretion is advised.
So for the last year or so, every single stream, except maybe one, but for the most part, every single stream, we got about 5 dislikes. Somebody doesn't like us. I don't know why. You're probably jealous because we got on the esports network and we had better quality than you, and you could never own up and be man to man and message me and say why you didn't like me. So for that, fuck you.
Wow.
If you want to come to me and say I was the dislike, come on and be a man and tell me. I will tell you what you need to know. If I did you wrong, I will apologize. But you went out of your way for over a year to dislike every single video. Every single one. And you probably did it on multiple accounts too. So thank you for the views, because you gave me 5 views on each one of those, but fuck you.
Wow. I'd flip off the camera, but my camera's not working. I blame Skype.
So on that note,
so I think we got to wrap things up because I got a league race I got to get to. That's probably why everybody's checking in on me. So not like they actually care about me or anything.
That is PTR TV. Fuck the haters. Thank you for all the lovers and all the fans and all the subscribers. Have a great night, and we'll see you around.
Have a great night, and maybe we'll have another podcast unless we get shut down for whatever reason. All right, guys.